Oh, Matt, congratulations on getting the Sutton United job. Firstly, when you joined us in December, not many youth fans will know an awful lot about you. Can you please give us a brief resume of your career to date?
I fortunately had to retire at a young age at 25 through numerous operations. I had 6 operations in 6 years between 19 and 25. But I started off at Tottenham. I was captain of the youth team there, played sort of a dozen reserve games. I ended up moving to Cardiff City, who were in sort of League Two at the time. I then went to Hayes. I was captain at Hayes in the conference before signing for Havant and Waterlooville under Bairdy. But that was sort of the end for me there at 25 after having to retire with a back injury. Bairdy was really good to me and really kick-started my coaching career and took me to Eastleigh months after I retired as his assistant. So I had 4 years at Eastleigh as assistant manager under Bairdy. I then joined Aldershot and I had 4 years there, 2 in League Two and 2 in the National League at Aldershot. I had a year out scouting for Millwall. I then got the assistant manager's job to Dermot Drummy at Crawley Town. Again, a second sort of spell scouting for Millwall before Doz and Bairdy, who I've obviously known years, asked me to come into the club just before Christmas.
How have you found your time at Sutton so far, and what have you particularly enjoyed about your time here?
How have I found my time? Obviously not a bad start, sort of January, 5 wins out of 6. But I think the second half of the season's been, firstly, I think very, very difficult with injuries and missing key players, and just the last game of the season there at Dover, having 13 first team senior players out injured was very difficult. So I think injuries have played a big factor in the second half of the season. But I think anyone would realise and recognise that the main problem that was probably forced us out of the playoffs was the lack of goals and creativity, really. So I'd say that's probably the defining second half of the season, the 2 factors. But in terms of the club, I think the support base first and foremost away from home has been excellent. The numbers here at home have been superb, and the fans have been really impressed with them. The board of directors who I've got to know well, and especially over the last week with my couple of discussions with them, I've been, astounded how supportive and how good they are and how they run this club. And I couldn't ask for a better board to start off with. The staff, again, that I'm inheriting have been great. I get on great with all of them. You've got Craig Dundas and Seb Brown, Bobby, Ali and Kat and the physios, and obviously Clive as kit man. Mickey Stevens will be staying as an assistant, and I'm more than happy with Mickey. And while I'm sort of talking about the staff, I might as well announce as well that I've just this morning been having a conversation with Jamie Collins, and he's going to step up now into, he'll still obviously play, he is a player first and foremost, but his title will be player coach. So he's going to come onto the coaching side of things and do some sessions throughout the week. So he'll be joining my staff.
Obviously, Doz has been a Sutton United legend and our manager for 11 years, so it's tough shoes for anyone to fill, but you're inheriting a stable setup and you want to impress your own mark. Where do you feel you're particularly strong, and how are you going to approach the first few days, and what are your plans over the summer?
First and foremost, Doz obviously has played a big part in me sort of standing here today. For what he's done for this club over the last 11 years has just been amazing. Firstly, him and Bairdy bringing me into the club has sort of put me into the driving seat when he's announced his departure. So with him sort of backing me to the board as well has given me sort of a head start to try and get the job. Obviously, I've had a couple of conversations, and I'd just like to go on record and thank Doz and obviously Bairdy for giving me this opportunity. It is tough shoes to fill. I understand that, but I'm excited and challenged by that. I'm not looking to rip anything up. I've got 16 players on contract. I'm not going to be making drastic changes to the squad. I know the squad. I know exactly the personalities and the players that I've got to deal with. Obviously, as I've already previously mentioned, he's left me with an unbelievable group of staff that I'm more than happy with. I might look to add one more assistant within the next few weeks, but other than Jamie Collins' promotion, everything else will stay the same.
Where do you feel you're particularly strong, and also how you can approach the first few days?
So, obviously my experience, I'm 37, so I'm probably classed as a young manager, but as I said, being retired at 25, I've got 12 years experience now of working in the National League / League Two as an assistant, helping with my scouting roles for my 2 stints as Millwall scouting. My knowledge of the teams / players at this level, below and above, is very good, I'd say. So I'm very experienced and I'm ready to go in that field. I set my teams up. I like to be organised. I'm an organised person, and I'd like to think that all good sides are reflective of how their manager is, and that's honest, hard-working, very organised. But with that attacking side, I'm looking to obviously create more chances and get us a little bit more attacking, especially at home. Sorry, just to finish on what I've done in the last day, stroke 2 days. I'd just like to go on record. Unfortunately, 4 players are out of contract that I won't be renewing, which is Nicky Bailey, Dean Beckwith, Aswad Thomas and Brett Williams. So I'd just like to go on record and thank them for all their services to the club and wish them all the best in the future. I've also been meeting all the players today, so I will be announcing, but not just yet, that I am going to be shuffling the pack a little bit, and there will be a few going on the transfer list and are made available, just purely because I need to strengthen in other areas and obviously tweak the squad in the attacking areas to try and get us creating and scoring more goals.
So obviously giving us some early announcements there, but what are your plans for the summer now, preparing for this new season?
As I say, staff-wise, I'm looking to try and just get one more member of staff to come and help me. So I've got a few people in mind, and I'll be having discussions with those 2-3 people over the coming weeks. I'm in no particular rush to get that sorted, but that'll be one thing on my agenda. Obviously, then just it leaves me then just to get the squad finalised. As I say, in the next day or two, I'll probably be making an announcement of who's available for transfer, and then I'll obviously be hopefully announcing in due course the further signings that I'm looking to add to the squad.
And lastly, what are you aiming for for next season and beyond?
Obviously a successful season. Now, what is a successful season? Probably setting goals first and foremost. For Sutton United to be in this division is the first and foremost. Like I would imagine, probably 2/3 of the clubs will be saying the same thing. So getting to that points tally where we're mathematically safe. Now, if we've got months to go before the end of the season, the second goal is definitely one of my ambitions. I'm hungry and I want to be challenging for those playoffs. So the answer to your question is definitely a playoff challenge.
Yeah, well done, Matt. Well done on getting the Sutton United job, and I look forward to interviewing you next season.
Brilliant, thanks, Tom.